you will leave this video knowing how to pronounce this name. Note, ancient Hebrew is not modern Hebrew. There is a massive difference as modern Hebrew has infused another language. It's okay, but when you apply it and only it without going back and looking at the ancient Hebrew, it can be deceiving and misunderstood. You cannot always apply modern Hebrew to the sounds and letters of ancient Hebrew because they have been added to. Again, that's okay, but we need to understand when interpreting the Bible and understanding pronunciations, it's important to understand this differentiation. But note, early Hebrew began with pictographs in which each letter has meaning of their own, and that practice has continued as well. You see the Middle Hebrew, which is the Paleo Hebrew text we just showed you on the last screen, and the late Ancient Hebrew, in which the letters are pretty much the same in appearance as modern Hebrew, but there have been changes in pronunciation, and this could confuse someone, especially if they're only applying modern Hebrew to this discussion, and they're ignoring the ancient pronunciations. This is an ancient word, so we need to use the ancient pronunciations. That's all. It's very simple. Also, this chart is actually from a Jewish organization who runs ancient-hebrew.org. You can go there for yourself and check it out. You can download this chart and others, and this is pretty self-explanatory, but we're going to use this for purposes of this conversation. Now, for the name of God. The first letter is Yod. You may have heard the modern pronunciation Yod, but this is an ancient word, in fact, the most ancient. We are dealing with the very name of God here, which has no origin, as He has no origin. So, you find this letter, look in the brown section for ancient Hebrew, ancient Semitic and Hebrew, not the modern section, which we'll cover even exactly when those kinds of things came about as we cover the history, and we will. You find this letter carries a Y sound or E, okay? But we'll clarify that. It's Y in this instance, and we will support that so overwhelmingly that no one will be able to debate it. So notice it's not J. Do you see J on this chart? Look up and down the chart. Do you see any letters in the Hebrew sections? Look in the ancient Hebrew, go all the way down. Do you see a J? Do you see anything that produces a J sound? No. Look in the modern. Do you see a J? No. Anything that produces a J sound? No. There is no J in ancient Hebrew. In fact, look across. Do you see a J in Greek? No. Why? There is no J in Greek. Ancient Greek had no J letter nor sound. And if we had Aramaic on this chart, you will find still no J. It took Latin to introduce the J, but we'll show you that didn't even happen in ancient Latin, because ancient Latin did not have a J until about 1500 AD, long after the Bible was written. So applying a J in any instance, no matter what it is inappropriate, and we will get to that. So no J applies in this name, period, ever. Next is Hey, which has the H or Ah sound. We have a consonant to start the word, Y, so it's Ah. See, we do not need vowels to read ancient Hebrew. Vowel points, too, were not added till around 1000 AD or so. They have no application to the most ancient of names, nor did the people who added the vowel points claim to know the pronunciation of God. So, the first two letters form the sound Yah. Notice, not Y or you or yo or any other sound. It's Yah. Very simple. Those sounds aren't there in ancient Hebrew, are they? Nope. Now the elusive Wah. No. Look at the chart. There was no Vav nor V in ancient Hebrew. So whenever you're hearing Yod, no, it's Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey, that's modern Hebrew being applied to an ancient Hebrew word. That's going to be wrong most of the time. You have to look into these things. And the people that are using it, oh, they're well aware, and we'll show you. We'll show you where those sounds originated, and it's not Vav, it's Wah. And it denotes a W, O, or U sound. See on the chart? No V. We are going to show you several examples which prove the precedent for the name of God is U, not O and not W in this instance. So, first three letters are Yahoo, Yod, Hey, Wah. Yeah, we know in English that is a word of ridiculed meaning, as Yahoo is a crazy person, right? Well, that's no coincidence. That's called profanity and taking the Lord's name in vain. See, they do that often. Or even better, there is actually a search engine which makes the claim of being Yahoo. Yep, they do mean God. And their founders are well aware of the meaning of that name. You'll find Hebrew words in many applications of society today. And when you look at their meanings, wow. These are not coincidences. One thing we already see for sure on this letter is it may be U or O or W, right? But it is definitely not V. And it's especially not OV, because that requires two letters, not one. It's not Av. So, we're going to prove indisputably this is a U. The fourth and final letter is another Hey. And once again, we are going to prove it is the Ah sound, not just an H, but no matter what anyone tells you, this letter does not mean ew or or oh. None of those. And it doesn't mean that one time and then the other time that it's used in the very same word. That's just ignorant of the way this is used in Scripture, which we will show you in detail in the next video. So you can see this is a very basic, simple, and yes, phonetic pronunciation in which no vowel points nor extra letters need to be added. You can sound it out with no need for adding vowels. Yahuwah. And so did the patriarchs. And we will prove they pronounced this name this way. And that's Yah for short, sometimes even Yahoo, but never Ye, You, Yo, or any other sound, not in terms of the name of God and when He inserts his name into the names of the prophets. See, there's a precedence for this that we're going to prove out for you. And by the time we're done with the next video, you're going to see that there is no other way to pronounce this word.